Hello there, my name is Jeremy Johnson. I am the founder and creator of drgerm.com, and I wanted to do a video today to talk about a few things. One thing that is important that I'm doing on my blog is I'm talking about meeting The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Now, if you don't know who that is, check out my blog, blog.drgerm.com, and you'll quickly find out who he is. There's a few reasons why I want to meet The Rock. One, my website talks about a lot of things. It talks about having confidence, it talks about charisma, it talks about believing in yourself. I recently purchased the book entitled The Rock Says, and this is a book that The Rock wrote with some help about his life and his journey to the point where he entered the World Wrestling Federation, now World Wrestling Entertainment, and it goes through his life and some of the things he went through. But the point is that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is a very charismatic person who is successful and is making his mark on the world. He was not always in the financial position he's in. As I read his book, I realized that he spent many years being broke, not having very much money. He played football at the University of Miami, Florida, and went to Canada to try and play professional football, and he got cut. He talked about digging through the garbage to get mattresses to sleep on, living on pennies for the longest time. And through hard work and dedication and following his gut, his dream, which was that he wanted to be a wrestler, he eventually found success, but it was through much hard work. And even when he was finding the success wrestling, he chronicles kind of what his daily routine was like, and it was getting up very early in the morning and ending very late at night and getting about 4 to 6 hours of sleep and traveling all the time. And he mentions that of course he wouldn't trade the things he has for anything, but it's by no means easy. So I think that gives a lot of things that I would love to talk to him about, and I think meeting him would be a tremendous milestone for me and what I'm trying to accomplish. The Rock is a very prominent person. I know that meeting him is going to require a lot of questions to be answered. For me to do a lot of research, I have to be more than just some fan trying to get his autograph. I really have to do a lot of things, and that means my website and doing some homework on The Rock and figuring out how people meet him, his public appearances, who's his public relations people, so I can talk to them, and a whole bunch of things that I need to figure out. I also want to talk about my website and my blog. I write a lot about being positive, as well as some of my negative experiences, but I think the overall theme of my website is pretty positive. And for those of you who think that my life is perfect, or that I'm rolling in the dough and have more money than I know what to do with, this is far from the truth. Everything I'm doing on my website, even up to this point, is all just time I am investing. I am not. Well, I take that back. I'm making about $1.50 a week on my website through advertising. So if you can call that money I'm making, but the majority of my work is time I'm investing because I believe down the road that my website will be the place people go to find answers and solutions for problems in their lives. And I've invested 300-400 hours now on my website. But my life is by no means easy. Right now, we just barely have enough money to get by each month. I talk about in my blog how I was let go from a company I helped start, so I'm facing the challenge of that. We're having to deal with insurance problems and the high premiums, monthly payments that are being required, and what do I do? Do I have to get a full-time job again to pay for the insurance? My wife has multiple sclerosis, so finding insurance coverage for her is very difficult. So by no means are things just hunky-dory and easy. However, with all the challenges that are occurring, I'm very optimistic. I'm very positive, and even when I feel myself getting down and frustrated, I realize that I'm doing a wonderful thing with my website, and that I'm helping people, and that I'm talented and I have some good ideas. So I hope this helps all of you when you're experiencing hard times, that you'll look and realize that you can overcome it, and that there's people going through tough times just like you are. Thank you.